Hey Cowboys Live News family, if you're passionate about Dallas Cowboys breaking updates, you absolutely need to hit that subscribe button right now because we are diving into perhaps the most shocking, most talked about, and most controversial development in Cowboys history: the Dallas Cowboys hiring Jon Gruden as their new head coach, officially replacing Mike McCarthy. Before we go any further, I want you to smash that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and be part of this community because we break news just like this faster than anyone else, and we need you on this ride with us. Let's get right into it. The NFL world was truly shaken when news broke that the Cowboys had made the decision to part ways with Mike McCarthy, ending his tenure as head coach after 5 seasons that were equal parts success and frustration for Cowboys Nation. McCarthy leaves the organization with a 49-35 record, 3 NFC East titles, and a legacy of regular season success that nevertheless failed to deliver the elusive deep playoff run Cowboys fans so desperately craved. The postseason has been the stumbling block, the barrier that kept the Cowboys from truly silencing their critics and finally hoisting a Lombardi trophy for the first time since 1995. And now that era is over, making way for a completely new chapter in Dallas Cowboys football. But the story doesn't end there. What followed was more than just a quiet coaching search or a predictable hire. No, this was something the NFL hadn't seen coming. The Cowboys organization, led by owner and general manager Jerry Jones, shocked the league by announcing that Jon Gruden will be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, you heard that right, Jon Gruden, the former Super Bowl winning coach and one of the most recognizable characters in football history, is back in the NFL and leading America's team. Now I want to be perfectly clear, this isn't just a rumor or an internet whisper. The Cowboys officially announced the hire, and Cowboys Live News is here to break down every single angle of what this means, the implications, the reactions from players and fans alike, and how this could redefine the franchise's identity moving forward. There's so much to unpack here: Gruden's past, the controversy, the excitement, the skepticism, and we're going to walk through it all with depth, passion, and a fan's unfiltered perspective. So sit back, because this is going to be a long, detailed, and enthralling journey through one of the biggest coaching shakeups in recent NFL memory. To understand the gravity of this hire, you have to go back to the legacy of Jon Gruden. Gruden is not just another coach. He's a personality, a strategist, a motivator, and at times one of the most polarizing figures in the sport. Before this, Gruden had already won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and his intensity, charisma, and offensive mind made him one of the most sought-after coaches in the league. His name has been bandied about in coaching circles for years, and to see him return to the sideline and in Dallas, no less, is a seismic moment that Cowboys fans will be talking about for years to come. But let's rewind for a moment to the end of the McCarthy era, because it sets the stage for just how dramatic this entire situation really is. Mike McCarthy brought stability to Dallas when he arrived, something the franchise had desperately been searching for after years of playoff disappointments and coaching turnover. He achieved 3 straight 12-5 seasons and made the playoffs multiple times. The Cowboys looked like a serious contender year after year, until that one barrier: winning in the postseason held firm. And that inability to go deeper in January, combined with a 7-10 finish this past season, ultimately made the Cowboys leadership decide it was time for a change. That isn't to say McCarthy wasn't respected, far from it, but in the unforgiving world of NFL expectations, good and great are worlds apart. So when Jerry Jones and the Cowboys brass sat down and mapped out their coaching search, they knew they needed a name that would not only bring technical expertise, but also attention, fire, and a renewed identity. That's where Jon Gruden comes in. Gruden brings with him a resume that includes explosive offensive vision, years of experience both on the sideline and in the booth, and a reputation for being as tough as they come. He's not a coach who shrinks from pressure. He thrives in the spotlight, a perfect fit for a franchise like Dallas, whose fans and media environment never allow anyone to fly under the radar. But let's be honest, and Cowboys fans, you know this as well as anyone, Gruden's hiring isn't without controversy. His departure from the NFL years ago was messy, complicated, and tied up in public scrutiny. Yet here we are, and those past controversies seem, at least for now, to have taken a backseat to the Cowboys' mission: win now. Jerry Jones made it clear that Dallas is not in a rebuilding phase or a slow retooling period. No, this move signals that the Cowboys want to compete for a Super Bowl immediately, and they believe Gruden's offensive mind, leadership style, and experience can put them over the edge. So what does this look like for the team? First off, you can expect a complete shift in how the Cowboys approach both offense and team culture. Gruden is known for his aggressive, downfield mentality and for demanding excellence from his players. He's not a coach who's satisfied with playing not to lose. He wants to win, and he wants to dominate. That mentality will resonate with star players like the quarterback and the skill position group, and it will also challenge every member of the roster to elevate their performance. The impact of that kind of leadership can't be overstated. There's also the question of how current players feel about this hire. Locker rooms matter in the NFL. The emotional, psychological buy-in from players can make or break a coach's success. And in this case, many Cowboys players have publicly expressed strong opinions about the direction of the franchise over the years. Some supported McCarthy and appreciated his steady hand. Others have quietly wanted a more aggressive, more dynamic voice calling the shots. Now with Gruden at the helm, there's an opportunity for a new chapter, one where veterans and young stars alike can rally behind a fresh vision. Of course, it wouldn't be a real Dallas Cowboys story without dividing the fanbase. You've got die-hard purists who are ecstatic about the Gruden hire. They see a proven winner, a personality who commands respect, and a chance to finally break through the playoff ceiling. On the flip side, there are skeptics who worry that Gruden's past controversies and intense style could be a distraction, or that his offensive philosophy may not align with the strengths of this Cowboys roster. These voices are loud, passionate, and relentless, just like Cowboys fans are. That's part of the beauty and the chaos of being a fan of this franchise. Another layer of this story is how the rest of the NFL is reacting. Rival teams are already adjusting their plans, their coaching staffs, and their scouting reports, trying to gauge what Gruden's arrival in Dallas means for the NFC landscape. Opponents know they're suddenly facing a team that's unpredictable, a team that could light up the scoreboard in ways we haven't seen from Dallas in years. And let's not even get started on how this impacts free agency, player recruitment, and draft strategy. A coach like Gruden can draw players into the Cowboys organization who might not have considered Dallas otherwise. Now let's talk about Jerry Jones' role in all of this, because you cannot talk about Cowboys decisions without talking about the man who controls the keys to the kingdom. Jones is a legend in this sport, no question. He's bold, brash, and unafraid to take risks that other owners wouldn't dare. Some of those risks have paid off, some haven't. But this isn't a safe hire. Gruden is not the predictable, conservative option. He's the wild card pick, the coach who will make headlines, stir emotion, and if everything breaks right, lead this team to an era of dominance we've been waiting decades to see. That's exactly the kind of move that defines Jerry Jones' legacy, for better or worse. And here's a truth that every Cowboys fan needs to hear. This moment right here, this unprecedented coaching decision will shape the next 5 to 10 years of this franchise. Whether Gruden wins a Super Bowl in Dallas or not, whether he lights up the league or struggles to find his footing, his presence alone will mark this era as one of the most compelling chapters in Cowboys history. Fans will debate it, analysts will argue about it, and every Sunday will feel like a playoff game because the expectations are that high. Now take a breath, because I want you to really think about what this means for Cowboys Live News, our community. This is the breaking story that defines an NFL offseason. This is the kind of moment that separates casual fans from die-hard loyalists. And if you're still not subscribed yet, now is the time, because we're going to cover this story from every angle, roster changes, scheme breakdowns, player reactions, press conferences, interviews, and more. In the days and weeks ahead, we'll be talking about how Gruden's offensive schemes could transform the Cowboys' identity, from how the quarterback will operate under a new system to how the defense might shift its priorities to complement a more aggressive attack. Will we see more deep shots? Will the running game take a back seat? How will this impact star players' roles? There's so much to analyze. We'll also be hearing from Cowboys legends, current players, analysts, and NFL insiders as they weigh in on this monumental hire. Expect opinions, insights, stories from inside the building, and reactions that range from ecstatic to downright incredulous. And through all of it, Cowboys Live News will be your source, your trusted destination for real, timely analysis and updates. This is why you need to subscribe now. Don't miss a single update. Be part of the conversation. Be part of the community. And most of all, be part of the journey as the Dallas Cowboys embark on what could be the most dramatic, exciting, and electrifying era in franchise history. So once again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join Cowboys Live News for every twist and turn in this unbelievable story. The Gruden era has begun, and we're just getting started. Let's go.